Hi, you guys on TikTok. Come on in. Facebook, Instagram. Come on in. Jump on in. It's Thursday. I have to always think a little bit. What day am I on? What day am I on? Jump on in, you guys. It's always so good to see you. We are officially in fall in Minnesota. So here we go. Today, we're actually going to talk about the connection between insulin resistance and your gallbladder. So have you had it removed? And if you even haven't, these are some of the things that you need to know. But I wanted to just start out with that's what we're going to do today. Every day, if you don't know this already, every day, Monday through Friday, we come at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we talk about insulin resistance. And we have been doing this for, we're getting close to 2 years almost. And in the group today, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, we are doing day 4 of our 5-day free challenge. And this is our 29th challenge. So if you guys didn't know that, you need to know that. Like we are, like we're moving and shaking. We're moving forward. Like people are like, you guys crush my results. You just crush them. So if you don't know, I was raised by a type 2 insulin dependent dad in an Italian family. That's really all I should ever have to say. I'm just saying, like, oive. So my dad died at 63, type 2 diabetes, and my whole life was surrounded by that. And so I come to the table like with an honest, authentic perspective of watching my dad fill up his lazy Susan full of meds and wondering, I don't understand, like, why isn't this helping him, or why do they think it turned around? And obviously super naive. I don't like claim to not be super naive, but also realizing that, nothing was being given to him to actually like heal anything. It was all just about script management. And so when I was doing nothing about my own insulin resistance, because I was 30 when he died, and it wasn't until I was almost 50 that I finally decided to take my health back, because I was really scared. That's what it comes down to. I was very scared. Good morning, sweet friend Patty. Good morning, Barb from Ontario. Can you see my cat walking back there? That's so funny. Thank you, Sherry. She likes my top. This is a sweatshirt. I just it's fall. It's fall in Minnesota. What do you want? Oh my God, it's fall. I'm so glad this is inspirational. Yay! That's fantastic. Good morning, Geraldine. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning, Magda. God, you guys, you're being so very flattering. Thank you. I actually love this color a lot. I love orange. And this is kind of a more neon orange. On TikTok, it looks a little more red orange. But anyway, I really do like it. Carrie, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. So the challenges today, yesterday, I asked you guys a question, and I said, if I did a Saturday morning workshop, would you be interested in Tulsa International? Billy, you're in Tulsa International Airport and you're watching from there, picking up your sister from North Carolina. Oh, Billy, have the best time ever. That is so good. New York. It's cold in New York today. I know, right? Oh, thank you, Marilyn. I do. I love this color. You'll probably see it on me a lot. Good morning, Marla. Wow, you guys. Patricia, you make my day every day watching you. Patricia, I love you. Thank you for saying that. Peggy, good morning. Oh my gosh, you guys, just grab your coffee and come on in. Oh, for Pete's sake, listen to you guys. From Wayzata, Mary, are you freaking serious? You live in Wayzata? So Mary, I don't know if it interests you at all, but I have an in-person event on Sunday, October 19th in Maple Grove. It's a 2-hour, it's a wellness clinic. So if you're interested in that, message me in Messenger and I will give you the details. I'll give you the address. And so it's going to be filled with a lot of good stuff. So yesterday I asked you guys online, I said, listen, if I did a Saturday morning, like a little bit of a workshop, I hate to call it that. That makes it sound like it's going to be long. It's not. I want it to be more of a quick session, but I want to be able to go over, that I talk very specifically about targeted supplementation for insulin resistance. And this is where your guys' testimonies just come flooding in. And it's been very exciting because it's about where I started, right? I tell you about this every day at the end of my shoe. But I want to be able to bring to you like just a little streamlined supplemental conversation that has to do with like, okay, so why should you continue to take your D3K2 from an insulin resistant perspective? Why fish oil? Why yada, yada. And then for anybody who is wanting to like take advantage of the customer campaign, and which is when you purchase 150 or more 3 months in a row, they literally just erase $75 off that third month. No discount codes, no coupons, no rebate forms to fill out, nothing like that. Like they literally just take $75 off your third order. And so you're being rewarded for consistency. You can't turn your supplements into your HSA or submit them to insurance. So getting paid for your own wellness journey. So I'd like to be able to just chat with you guys about things like magnesium and ashwagandha and vitamin D, fish oil, having a really good daily multivitamin, those types of things. Anyway, I'm doing it this Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and it will be by Zoom. So you'll give me your email, and I will send you a link for that Saturday morning if that is of interest to you. And I'm going to show you how to find that right now. You would definitely, Magda, perfect. So my site. I used to have this written down. Let me write this down. I'm going to write this down. This is my site. It's my first and last name. .com. And then we're going to get into talking about gallbladder today. So this is what it looks like. Okay. This is my site. Kirsten, can you see that? KirstenLiebelt.com. You guys, actually, it's right there for you on Facebook. It's right there. It's right there on my screen. Is that backwards? God, I'm so sorry if that's backwards. Is that backwards? Might be backwards. Your doctor is disagreeing with you about fasting insulin test. I'm sorry, dreaming of tacos. I'm sorry. I know, you know what? Will it be recorded to where we could watch a replay? Lynn, that's a good question. I can ask my husband that. One that's going to help me. So potentially, yes. Yeah, I know. And I don't know what to tell you about that. Like sometimes we just have to fight for what we want, and it's so silly. Maybe you don't need it if you are, are you already type 2? Is it already sugars? I don't know if this is backwards or not. Anyway, because once you're type 2, sometimes they might be thinking, listen, we just need to be tracking your A1C. And, but when you're on this journey, like a journey with me, and you're like, okay, I'm changing up my foods and I'm going grain-free, sugar-free, legume-free, and I'm taking my supplementation, and I want to actually know if I'm getting the results that I need to be getting. Am I going in the right direction? That's where it could be. You're pre-diabetic. So they might be thinking it doesn't matter anymore. This is maybe their thought process. I don't know. I'm making it up. It doesn't matter anymore dreaming of tacos because you're already pre-diabetic. So you are already insulin resistant. So pulling a fasting insulin doesn't mean anything. But maybe if you approached it with, listen, I'd really like to have a baseline because I'm going to work hard to turn back my insulin resistance, not just get my A1C in order. I actually want my hormone insulin to go down because I know then that I'm going to be able to burn fat. I know then that I'm going to be able to whatever. And so I kind of just would like to have a baseline of that hormone level. That's the conversation that you would have with them. So newbie here. Very good. Yes. Yeah, you're taking some good stuff. That's for sure. Yeah, that's wonderful. Your gallbladder had to be taken out, Karen says. Yep. Very good. Very good. Stella, good morning. Stella. Okay, very good. So there you go. Go to my site, my first last name.co that I just showed you. And this is what it will look like. Okay, you see my picture, and normally I show you guys, like how you can find the 4 different buttons that we talk about. I put a form in here this morning. Right here is a form. It's a form. And basically just says, hey, join me 11 a.m. this Saturday morning. Put in your email, submit. That's it. Then I have your email so I can send you the Zoom link, and the Zoom link will go out on Friday. And then we'll gather on a Zoom. It won't be in a Facebook group. It's not here. It's not in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. It'll be on a Zoom. It'll be a contained environment, because that's where I have a little bit more freedom to chitty chat with y'all. So just to let you know, being in a private environment like that really does benefit us. So if you want to be a part of that, and I'll tell you again, like in the live, that we're going to do that. But today, let's talk about gallbladder. And this is so interesting. And I feel like one of the biggest wake-ups for me, was when my daughter was pregnant with her second baby, and she was having gallstones, and they wanted to take out her gallbladder, and she was 8 months pregnant. And she's like, yeah, you won't be touching me. I need to figure this out. She might be strong-willed. I don't know where she gets it from. I honestly, like, must be her father. Okay. Anyway, so she basically does the research, and I do research with her, and we find out that her gallbladder situation is actually stemming from it's all hormonal, right? Like, are we shocked? Is anybody shocked at this point that everything is hormonal? High estrogen, high insulin, high cortisol. Combination of one and yada, yada. She immediately changes her diet the way that I teach you. Grain-free, sugar-free, legume-free. And we sit down and we go through the supplement, the supplements that we think that she's going to need, because I've been teaching this for a long time. She starts to incorporate a few things, and within 2 weeks, which is a very long time when you have gallstones, but she was having 5 to 8 attacks a day. Gone. And she's never had an issue since. Now she has the key to why that was and how to fix that. So that's why this connection to me is so important for people to understand. I know that there are a lot of you that are taken out, and it makes it challenging on the other side. She just was on doing a phone consult with somebody who was around her age. And like, why don't they just tell us this stuff so we don't have to live with frustration? Anyway, any hoodle. Okay, so let's dive in and let's find out some of these connections for you guys. Lynn says, that's amazing. I know. Honestly, like, I'm so grateful for this journey that God gave us, because it has, like, kept me, like, I always tell you guys, I lost 3 sizes in my 50s and I kept it off. I'm the only person in my immediate family to have avoided type 2. I'm not on any meds and I'm 60 years old. Like, this is the life. These are the things that should be on the posters in the waiting rooms of their doctor's offices, but they are not. And that's because they're driven by PHARMA. So there we go. So your gallbladder might be the missing piece actually to your weight and your insulin struggles. And that all by itself is really super frustrating. So people, we always talk about blood sugar, like we just were, blood sugar, but almost nobody talks about what's supposed to happen to your fat once you eat it. What happens when you are eating fat? Going low fat, we know, was a big fat mistake. It was a big mistake, right? So if your gallbladder isn't doing its job, or you've had it removed, and it could be either, right? Your insulin resistance can actually be worse. So do you understand why I tell you guys, stop being so mean to yourself? Stop being so hard on yourself. If you're being a mean girl up here, but it actually is something that your body is just trying to figure out, and all you need to do is come up underneath your body's system and go, I'm going to support you. We'll talk about this at the end. I'm going to position you to actually deliver me results. I'm going to position you. That's kind of what we have to do, right? So many women say, I had my gallbladder removed years ago, and ever since then I've struggled with weight gain, bloating, and fatigue. And you don't have to have had it removed. You could just be having issues with it preliminarily, right? It could be on the forefront of an issue, right? So here's what's happening behind the scenes and how it ties directly to your insulin levels. And that doctor who doesn't want to take a fasting insulin. The gallbladder's job is to store and release bile. Okay. That's what breaks down fat that you eat. Without proper bile flow, fats are not digested. You don't absorb fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. That's a problem, right? That leads to fatigue, hormonal imbalance, blood sugar spikes, and sluggish liver. Okay. And what do I talk about all the time? Liver, 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 liver. 3 out of the 6 of the total body reset for your liver for a reason. Okay. So the liver, already burdened because of insulin resistance, has to work double time, which means more inflammation, more insulin output, because your body's trying so hard to function, right? So think of bile like dish soap for your fats. Dish soap for your fats. Without it, grease builds up in your system and it clogs your metabolic sink. Is this like resonating with anybody yet? Like maybe this is what's been going on. Happy Thursday morning, Sharon. Good to see you, my Canadian friend. Very, very good. So what happens when the gallbladder is sluggish or it's removed? This is where the rubber meets the road. Here we go. You cannot efficiently break down healthy fats. Insulin levels stay higher longer. Is this kind of like a light bulb going off for anybody? Your liver and your pancreas are constantly playing catch up. And the result, bloating, constipation, or loose stools. Weight around the middle, belly fat, fatigue after meals, and trouble losing fat no matter how clean you eat. Oh, you guys, does this explain stuff for some people? It's so frustrating when you don't know basic things. They're just like, oh yeah, just have your gallbladder removed. You didn't need it anyway. Like what? Right? And how frustrating that a common, you just, something becomes super common in our protocol. And then we live the fallout of that, right? So you might feel bloated even though you feel like you're eating clean. You can't handle rich or fatty meals anymore. You've been told it's just your age or hormones. You wake up tired even after a full night's sleep. Those are signs that your bile flow and your metabolism are backed up. Okay. So if you're tracking, so you can do things though to support your bile production and flow. You can do this. And even if it is you've had your gallbladder removed, your body is still creating bile. It's just not being held in your gallbladder because you don't have your gallbladder. But your liver now is really taking the brunt of everything. And I'm so convinced that the reason why when I talk about the liver all the time, it resonates with so many people because of this reality that if you have your gallbladder removed, you already know something's not right. You're already like, oh man, I can't eat the same foods. Like things really bug me, or I can just tell I'm not functioning right. Like this isn't working quite right. Got that? So you could do things like you can eat bitters. Do you know what bitters are? Does anybody know what bitters are? Arugula, dandelion greens. You can be drinking lemon water before your meals. Very effective because you're getting your liver going, right? There was a guy on TikTok recently, and he was talking about Marla. It says it makes you mad, Barb. Yep, I know. I'm sorry. He was talking about how, like at the beginning of the year or something like that, he started to take cucumbers and lemons and chop them up and just put them in a big jug of water in his fridge. And he started to slowly increase the amount of lemons and cucumbers were saturating the water. And he said, just by doing that, he feels so much better. And the reason why is because it's helping your liver. It's making your liver go, oh, thank you. And you're kind of doing a natural detox. And I don't like to use that word sometimes because then we think maybe we're running to the bathroom for bad reasons, but that's not what that is. It's just a natural flow of your liver, which is great. Who's in the house giving me hearts? Cheryl, good to see you. Thank you, Cheryl. You're so sweet. So you can eat bitters. You can drink lemon water. You can add digestive enzymes, and that's something that I'll talk about in that Zoom on Saturday morning. Like I'll show you, because I take digestive enzymes every single day. And it's like, because our body produces less of them as we get older, and we actually need the help. And what a simple thing, right? You could also buy bile salts. Now, I don't have bile salts in my line, but that is something that you could look up and find. You could add bile salts if you've had your gallbladder removed. And then, of course, prioritize your liver. Liver. Like you have to, because listen, you are sitting there going, I cannot lose a pound to freaking save my life. And then I come along and I go, have you had your gallbladder removed? And you're like, well, yeah, actually I have. Well, that does make your insulin resistance harder, higher, worse, but it also keeps you from losing fat. Oh, well, there's a connection. Yep. So now here you are beating your head against a brick wall. I'm trying this program and I'm trying this program, and I'm putting a Band-Aid over here and a Band-Aid over here. And I've just got Band-Aids all over my body. And I can't figure out why I can't lose a pound, or why can't I move forward? Or man, every time I start a program, maybe I lose 10 pounds, but it might have been inflammation and water weight. It might have just been like moving impacted waste through my body. And the minute that stalls out, you either gain it back or you just stall forever. And you're like, where is this missing link? What is going on? I shouldn't have to jump from system to system and prepackaged jazz hands over here to prepackaged jazz hands over there. And everything's packaged all pretty. Root cause conversation. If your liver is sluggish, and I'm just telling you, like, you don't have to have a test for it. If your gallbladder, if you still have your gallbladder and it's sluggish, you don't even have to have a test for it. If you have your gallbladder removed, you definitely don't have to have a test for it, because you already know. Like, this is the system that you need to focus on, because your liver is your fat metabolizing organ. It's one of the two things that I talk about ad nauseum as to the reason why you can't burn fat. If you have a sluggish liver, or if your insulin is high, and if you've had your gallbladder removed, it might be harder to get your insulin down. So you kind of have this double whammy going. But again, you don't have to have had it removed in order to be treated. Because again, if your liver is sluggish and your gallbladder is sluggish, well, we're just having the same conversation anyway, right? So liver. Hold on, let me see what I'm missing here. Would it be okay to take 2 of the day? Yes, Patty. Yes. And in fact, she's asking if you can take 2 of the digestive enzymes. You can. And this is the deal. So let's say you cut your meal and you're like, I ate more maybe meat than I thought that I was going to, or I ate something that was fattier and I'm like, oh, that might not bode well with me. Pop 2 of them post meal. Like, help your body. Immediately help your body. Okay. So she had a gallbladder removed years ago. Unfortunately, thank you for the hearts. Thank you, Jean. I appreciate you. She'd be to be heavy. Can't gain weight now. Very thin. Fascinating. Bile and stomach. Oh, other symptoms like heart racing. Oh, so sorry. Doggone it. I just hate that. So I'm going to go through quickly, like, why I talk about the liver and the gallbladder, and I'm going to give you practical answers, but don't forget that if you want to be a part of kind of like a broader conversation, and it's not just about the gallbladder. So I don't mean to like make that segue and make you think that we're having a gallbladder conversation, that we're not. We're having, other than what I talk about, the total body reset conversation is what we're going to have on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. If you want to get in on the Zoom so that you can just kind of do like a quick supplement, like let's do a Saturday morning coffee chat. Things like the digestive enzymes that Patty's asking about, like the ashwagandha and the magnesium that I take for sleep. And then we can also talk about a couple of other things for sleep if you're looking for that, like your vitamin D3, K2, your fish oil. Why are all of these pieces important when we're insulin resistant? We'll talk about those things. Yeah, you know what? You can take ox bile supplements if you've had your gallbladder removed. I don't have them in my line, so I don't have one to recommend for you, but you can. And they say that that helps a lot. So you can absolutely do that. But again, if you go to my little site here, it's in my profile too. But if you go to my site, and you guys can see it right here, Facebook, right there. You'll see my face. If you scroll right here is a form that I put on here this morning. If you want to get in on Saturday's Zoom, it'll be a private room with me talking about this. It's not going to be on Facebook Live and it's not going to be here. So there's just, all you do is put your email and submit for Saturday at 11 a.m. Central if you want to do that. I have good digestive enzymes, Verna. I have really good digestive enzymes. I can send you a link if you want me to when I get off. When it comes to taking care of your liver, I'm actually only going to share 3 things with you this morning. I'm not going to share the total body reset. I'm only going to do liver, because that's really what, if we're having a gallbladder conversation, that's what you're wanting to support the most. Okay. So let's start with a simple, like, remember when I said you could eat greens, you could eat like dandelion greens. Well, here's dandelion for you, a tablet form. So milk thistle and dandelion. Very helpful. I've had a customer who she cut her liver enzymes in half in 45 days just by taking this. Okay, so that all by itself is amazing. And then you can layer that with the gut primer. And the gut primer has a level of digestive enzymes in it, not as high as maybe some people need, but also has, remember, like I'm saying, you can eat your arugula, you can eat all your greens. Well, this has a greens blend, 1 to 6 blends, but they're fermented already for you. So if you're like me, like my girlfriend asked me last night, well, do you ever go and buy sauerkraut here and do that? I go, it's just not me. I'm not eating a lot of fermented foods at all. And that makes this very bioavailable, very tender on your digestive tract. Okay. Because that's what this is. It's a daily gastrointestinal primer. So basically, I do things like this because I'm not going to regulate my diet I'm not going to change. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to go out and buy dandelion greens. I don't drink tea, so I'm not going to go drink dandelion tea. I just know me. You have to know you. Maybe you love all of that for it, right? Like this is a little greens powder, put it in a glass of, I do it in a glass of cold water every morning and I just down it like that, okay? That's what I do with this. Fermented greens, alkaline spices. You can smell that ginger in there. So it's a very, very fresh. And this helps so much with people who was on here just the other day so that they got off of a script for acid reflux. Those things aren't normal. When you have symptoms like that, they're not normal. My mother literally lived on Tums. She had a Tums thing that was probably this big of Tums, the huge thing. She popped Tums like they were candy when I was growing up because it was, oh, well, everybody's got indigestion. No, we're not supposed to think that way. So the gut primer, the tablet, and then the last one is the orange pixie stick because this is targeting the visceral fat. So it's literally a liver trio of its own, so to speak, right? That's what that is. And so for somebody who's trying to get their liver up and running, I have just sourced those. 2 of them are from one line. One is from the sports nutrition line because it's literally changing your BMI. It's a clinical dose of an extract. It's like orange candy on your tongue. That's exactly what it tastes like. And I've had somebody with an MRI that showed that their fatty liver went from bad to mild, targeting their visceral fat that way. I'm just telling you, like, you can have a difference. So when you are on my site again, right there, number 2, the number 2 button right there, that says, grab your liver reset stack. That's exactly what I just talked to you about. Those 3 products are right there. They're right there. Okay. So all you have to do is go to my site and you can get them for yourself. Just don't check out as a guest. Do me a favor. Do not check out as a guest. It just makes my heart. Somebody did that again this morning. And this is what happens. So if you check out as a guest and you are ordering something like this, you lose out on the free shipping. You lose out on month 1 of the customer campaign because you have to be a registered customer. I'm just saying, like, I'm like, maybe some people don't care, and I have to not care then too, right? But I just, whatever. You're having an issue with your gut sleeping, sitting up. Very good, Verna. I'm telling you, like, think about that. So what you're saying is that you lay down and you have heartburn, is what you're saying, right? Oh, cool. Lowered her enzymes. Nothing else helped her. Very good. Yep. Yep. I love this milk thistle and dandelion is mwah, very helpful for bringing down those enzymes. Very, very helpful. Very grateful for that. Let's see what I missed over here. Hold on. Tickety talk. You guys are amazing. Oh my gosh, Jean, thank you for sharing. Like, that is awfully amazing of you. Thank you. Thank you. So I think, Verna, what you're saying is that you are having heartburn when you lay down, is probably what that is. So if anybody is looking to get their liver up and functioning, you are trying so hard to get it to a point where, like, you don't have to live with bloat. You don't have to live with not being able to digest your food well. You don't have to live with just feeling like trash, like tired. You know, it's that fatigue that sets in. It's the brain fog. You just are sluggish, and you're thinking, like, I keep trying different things and I just can't seem to get my body to move. But nobody's ever talked to you about the connection between a sluggish gallbladder, a sluggish gallbladder, a sluggish liver, and it being harder for your insulin resistance to turn around. It being harder for you to burn a pound of fat. So what if you position your body and then you're able to lose fat? Like, what if? You know? See, I just got restricted on TikTok. I never know what I did. It's all good. You never know what's happening over there. It's the wild, wild west. Is it better to take enzymes before or after? You can do either. I think that generally we take before. We take an enzyme before so that we prep everything, right? And then I would say taking after is when, like, let's say you take one before and then you're like, oh man, that I can already tell that's not sitting well with me, or wow, that was a lot of meat or a lot of fat. Take another one. It's not going to hurt you. Your pancreas releases enzymes and they just slows down as you age and you don't have as much, and things get blocked when you're insulin resistant. Things don't go the way that you want them to go. You know what I mean? Like, your system is and you're trying to get your system to, like, fly high, function, come on. And so that's what I love the most about, bringing in, different testimonies over and over and over again. People, here's my visceral scan fat and the numbers went down, and here's my MRI and my fatty liver got better. And oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm not taking over-the-counter constipation meds anymore. And oh my gosh, I can't believe I don't have diarrhea all day. I have short gut syndrome. Or oh my gosh, I didn't know that I could actually function like a normal person, eat like a normal person. And especially for those who have, you've had your gallbladder removed, you've been looking for help for your liver, and you just didn't quite know maybe the steps to take in that. And so sometimes we feel like we're chasing things. And, but in the meantime, your insulin resistance is having a harder time. And it's like, doggone it. I don't need to have a harder time losing fat. I need to get things under control. Yeah. Very good, Marla. Yeah. Heartburn. I understand. Well, and that's where I just had that. She was on here the other day and she said that she basically is off of her, I forget what it's called. OMEPRA, Omepra, and then ZOLE or something, whatever that is. She's off of that now. Because she's actually, I think she's on the total body reset. So what she's doing is she's also adding in, she's got the probiotic. She has this for her insulin and her sugars. And then she has this for her metabolism. But this is the gut primer, the liver tablet, the pixie stick. Those are the things for your liver, and you can pluck them out of the total body reset. You don't have to do the whole thing. Depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to lose weight in inches, then you do want the total body reset. But again, so my first last name .com, which is what gets me into trouble, I think, over there. And you see my picture right there, right here are those 4 choices. So the liver one is number 2, the total body is number 4. But Saturday morning, because I'll wrap up with this, Saturday morning, we're going to do a Zoom if you want to get in on a little private room and talk about just some of those peripheral supplements. You might already have some of them in your cupboard, but maybe you don't take them consistently because you don't know why you're supposed to. Or how does that even help me with my insulin resistance? Why? Like, I don't even know. And I will tell you and then give you options. Like Verna was saying, how do I get a good digestive enzyme, right? And oops, hold on. Oh, somebody else. Oh, hold on, Colleen. Where do you get a good digestive enzyme? Well, I will absolutely help you with that on Saturday, right? Okay, so Colleen, you lost 70 pounds doing keto and intermittent fasting, but then you plateaued for more than 2 years. You still need to lose about 30 pounds, but more importantly, decrease your A1C. Yes. So Colleen, I love that you just said that. Had a customer who she actually had a stroke and found she was type 2. She didn't know it. And her A1C was 13. So she works with her doctor to get her A1C down into the 6s. And for 3 years, she does this for 3 years, doesn't lose 1 pound, gets her A1C down, does not lose 1 pound. Her morning sugars are still a stinker. And she's so frustrated. She reaches out to me and she's like, I don't know, man. I'm so skeptical. I'm already taking berberine. I'm already taking inositol. I just don't know. So she starts on the trio. And this is all she did. These are the 3 that are, the total body reset is 6 products. Here's 3 of them. And this is where I started. And one of them is the liver tablet. Helps you with insulin, sugars, metabolism, and liver, all in one little thought process. Okay. This is all I did for many years because nothing else was available for me yet. And she started this, and in 2.5 months, do you know her morning sugars came down 30 points and she lost 14 pounds. She was high as a kite, man, because finally something moved her needle, filling in trace minerals, helping her liver to function, right? So I just want you to know, Colleen, it's an option. You don't have to do, if you don't want to, you don't have to do the total body reset. But the total body reset now then is adding in a daily gastrointestinal primer. It's adding in a probiotic. And this is the one where you lose the inches. And this you put on your tongue every day. It's like an orange candy. It's not orange candy, but it's a clinical dose of an extract. It just tastes like that. Put it on your tongue, but it literally is for the sports nutrition line. So that's where people are like, oh, I'm losing inches here, bra, here on my waist, here on my hips. Never have had that happen before. That's why I keep one of these around, because I'm like, you need to measure yourself when you're taking the Pixie stick. You need to measure yourself. And in fact, I'm putting together for my in-person thing that I was telling somebody about who lives in Wayzata. I'll be putting together my liver reset stack, and I'm going to be talking about it in person at this clinic, this wellness clinic. So these 3, and I'm going to add one of these for every bundle, a measuring tape, because I feel like that's very helpful if you're looking to lose fat. But A1C, you might just want to start with the trio, to be really honest. And then I teach food ingredient trade outs. Hold on. Good morning, Jody. You had Candida home test yesterday with results of high yeast existing in your gut. Oh, Jody. Yep. Spittle test. There you go. It's all connected. It's all connected. Yep. Jody, are you grain-free? Grain-free, sugar-free, legume-free? I'd love to know, because that would make such a big difference, right? And so sometimes we fudge. Those tests are so helpful because then you know what's going on. And the whole yeast conversation, it's all connected. It is. So today at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, we are going to do day 4 of the 5-day challenge. And then tomorrow is recipe day. So that's super exciting. And if you have any questions about anything that I talked about today, reach out to me. At the bottom of my site, you'll see all of my contact information. You'll see you can always contact me in Messenger or my Instagram or TikTok messages, any of that. And yes, you're doing your best. Yep. What Stella's asking, what's a spittle test, Jody? Is that like on a swab? Is that probably what that is? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You need a whole new body, Verna. You're so sweet. Does it fight the yeast? Yes, in the sense that you have, so bringing balance to your gut is huge. So bringing down the inflammation, leveling up the absorption the nutrient absorption is huge. But I would say that some of the biggest are going to be the alkaline spices, the fermented greens, and the digestive enzymes. Those in the primer, those would very much help. Oh, you first spit in the morning in a glass of water at your bedside and watch it after 15 minutes. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, Verna, you know what? I'm just telling you, like, I think people don't understand. I thought this was going to be super mountainous too, right? Because like I said, my dad died of type 2 at 63. And I thought that I would never, ever be able to avoid type 2 because I was gestational when I was 22. And I was such a hot mess express when I started. I always have my before and after up in my, on TikTok. I was a 2X size when I started this just a little over 10 years ago. And so I didn't have any hope that things were going to be any different, to be really honest. Very entrenched in emotional connection to food, very entrenched in habits and tradition and ritual and all of those things. And it took me time to figure it out. But I will tell you, your body is created to heal. Your body is created to actually turn around. And so you just have to know that and then take the steps necessary. So I teach the food ingredient trade outs, sugar-free, grain-free, legume-free, because when you're insulin resistant, that's what you need, in my opinion. And then I teach the targeted supplementation because I know that we just go and we buy tons of supplements and we fill our cupboards with tons of supplements, and they might not be the ones that are actually helping with insulin resistance. But we can go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. And so everything that I focus on, this is just my world. And so it resonates with people or it doesn't. Liver, gut, insulin. You have to get your liver function up. You have to get your gut balance and you have to get your insulin down. And this is where then all of the results are coming from for people, because all of a sudden your body makes the connections that it needs to make, and it delivers you results. So that's why people are able to get off of meds with their doctors, not with me, but with their doctors, because now they're turning back around the symptoms that were getting medicated. So if you have acid reflux, it's going to get medicated. If you have high BP, it's going to get medicated. If you understand what I'm saying. So that's why, like, even then you saying yeast, Jody, it's like, yep, you can turn that around, but it is going to require, and I don't know if you're taking digestive enzymes, that would probably, on top of the primer or whatever, that would probably be very helpful to take more. I'm trying to remember, Jody, you are doing the total body though, aren't you? Are you doing the total body? But the point is that recalibrating your microbiome, it's like, it kind of takes a little bit. It's not maybe as simplistic as we would like it to be, or it doesn't happen in 2 weeks, I guess is maybe what I'm just trying to say, right? It takes a little bit of time. I don't know why I'm so thirsty this morning. It must be dry in Minnesota. Yep, you're taking digestive enzyme. Okay, perfect, Jody. So do you have a pre-test on any of that? Like, do you have a baseline for that yeast overgrowth, that candida? I'd love to know. I would love to know. Because if you have a baseline, let me do something here. I'm going to answer that question for you before I jump off. Okay, so let me explain the gut primer and how that would help you with your candida. So it's creating an environment that is less hospitable for like overgrowth of yeast. It feeds the beneficial bacteria, which are the prebiotics and the postbiotics that are already in it. It soothes and it strengthens your gut lining, which is really important because candida can damage the gut wall and contribute to your leaky gut. So slippery elm and the postbiotics in the primer support mucosal healing and integrity, which reduces the space for candida to anchor and spread. The digestive enzymes support more complete breakdown of carbs, proteins, and fats, starving candida of undigested sugars and starches that it feeds on, while reducing bloating and fermentation. So the protocol would be, and this is what I would talk about all the time, right? Low sugar, I say no sugar, no grain, probiotic, which you're taking, broad spectrum, natural antifungals. So for instance, like you could be doing a berberine to weaken your candida colonies. I don't have a berberine in my line, but I could send you a link. Why don't I do that when I get off? Jody, I'll send you a link for berberine. I got it from a friend of mine who I really trust her recommendations because I don't just buy anything off of the rainforest store. But I'll get you a link for that if you're interested. So berberine, that's because it's a natural antifungal. You're already supporting your liver to detoxify at a higher level. And just make sure that you are daily using the restroom because candida die-off can worsen if waste is not moving. So the fact that this move your impacted waste, happy, you want that very much so. There's a little bit of fiber in there. And you could take, like I'm seeing here, you could take the magnesium because it can support regularity during a cleanse. But there you go. So, yep, no sugar, no grains, probiotic, short-term antifungal like a berberine if needed, and good liver support. That's a good protocol. I like that. I like that. You're seeing a chiropractor. Yay. They had you visit with a gut specialist, but I told them I have a gut regimen already started with you. Okay. Yep. Yeah, and that's the wrap up on that. Like there are many pieces to that as to why that would help you. I'll send you this information. I'll copy it and send it to you as to the pieces that are helping you specifically for candida as you're taking this. And you can even just, talk to them about that if you want to. But anyway, so 3:00 today, Central Standard Time, we're going to do day 4 in the group for the free challenge. And then Saturday, if you want to get in on Saturday, go to my site, kirstenliebelt.com. And at the very top, you'll see my picture. See my picture. And basically then scroll up. These are the 4 things that we just talked about, the liver support and the total body. But right here's a form right here. You put in your email and you submit it. Let's see. Put in your email and then you submit it. And that's to get into like a private room with me on a Zoom. It's free. 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, Saturday morning. And we will be a little more like comprehensive in talking about things like that. Like normally I don't sit here and talk about digestive enzymes or, I'll mention the magnesium or the ashwagandha. This will just be a little bit more, whatever. So, so you want the candida info also? Message me here on Instagram because the minute that this is done, your information goes away. So message me and say, I would like that candida info. And the candida info was how this primer would help, it's breaking it down, the different blends that are in here and why that would be supporting alongside of taking like an antifungal of sorts. That's what that is. So anyway, does anybody have any other questions or are we good to go for today? It's exciting tomorrow will be Friday. We love Friday around here. Don't we love a good Friday? All right. You guys are awesome. I love you so much. I just want you guys to continue to take back your health and be your own advocate and bring on the testimonies. Become your own testimony, okay? And I will see you tomorrow at 11 or in the group. You are so welcome. God, you guys are so appreciative. You are very, you're like, you want so much to level up your own life that you're willing to sit on content that's just talking about something that would be potentially super boring to the rest of the world. And I can just feel like how much you guys actually want to shift what's going on in your universe. You're just, you know, I don't want to use the word desperate because, you know, that connotes something or denotes or whatever, you know, that might mean something negative. I don't mean that, but you're hungry. You're hungry to figure out your own stuff. And that's so amazing. Kelly, you are so welcome. Stella, you are so welcome. You guys are so nice. You're so welcome. Okay. Have the best day ever on the face of the planet. Make it really good. And I'll see you this afternoon at 3 or tomorrow at 11. And don't forget to look on my website for the Saturday morning thingamajigger. All right. See you later.